We can never be satisfied as long as the Negro is the victim of the unspeakable horrors of police brutality.
The family of a teenager killed by Cobb County police have filed a record-breaking lawsuit.
The parents of a teen shot and killed by police filed a record-breaking lawsuit.
The family of a Cobb teenager killed by police have filed a $150 million lawsuit.
Besides, Angelique Proctor has more on the largest civil rights federal lawsuit filed in the state.
And we had the officer served on the day that Dr. King celebrated his birthday, which was last Monday. We felt it was befitting that we had the officer served on that day to send a message based upon what Dr. King said in 1963. He said that out of the mountain of despair, there comes a stone of hope. And as a result of filing this $150 million lawsuit, we hope that it will bring some hope to the family of Vincent Truitt.
No more future plans. I'll never hear his voice again. I'll never see his face again. I'll never know the plans he had for my birthday. I'll now decorate a piece of land where his deteriorating body remains. That's all I have left.
My son was unjustly shot in the back by a Cobb County police officer named Max Carneal. Where in this world do you shoot a teenager in the back twice and get away with it?
All the evidence that was reviewed by the grand jury, there was only one frame of video that showed the gun in Truitt's hand.
No, there's several frames of video that show the gun in Mr. Truitt's hand. It speaks for itself.
You gotta be smarter than the bottle you're working with. No, it's hair gel. It's mousse. It's mousse. I'm used to that. We figure there might be some cameras out here later, so you gotta make sure your hair looks good.
As the officers were approaching the vehicle, one of the occupants exited the vehicle with a handgun, pointed it at one of our officers, or at our officers. One of our officers, in an attempt to defend himself and his fellow officers, shot that individual.
Okay, when you discharged your weapon, was the subject facing you or was he facing away from you?
He was facing away from me.
Okay.
You know, for far too long, Black Americans do not have the same rights to bear arms. The Second Amendment, we know time and time again, does not apply equally. When a Black American, a Black person, has a firearm, does not give law enforcement a blank slate to respond, to shoot, and kill as they see fit. Even when Black Americans tell the officers, I have a firearm, I have a gun, I am scared, it doesn't matter. They still end up murdered, they still end up killed. So as you're asking these questions regarding whether or not Vincent had a firearm, it's important to ask, it's not just, did he have it? What were you doing with it? This is America, right? We have the right to bear arms. So the right question would be, what was happening with that firearm? Did the officer feel in fear of his life? Did Vincent do anything proactively to put that officer in reasonable fear of his life?
I don't know if he was trying to ditch it or what, but he pulled it. I'm gonna go ahead. Hold on. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you this right fucking now. The motherfucker pulled a gun on you. Yeah. Don't. No. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So the reason why we're here is because a 17-year-old was unjustifiably gunned down by a public servant in Cobb County, and that the district attorney did not have the temerity, the gumption, and the courage to present this to a real grand jury and not a civil grand jury. All across this nation, families have been lobbying and marching and fighting for justice. And in the birthplace of civil rights, the cradle of the civil rights movement, it should be the same. I'm truly ashamed of Cobb County right now. They promised this family justice. They promised them fairness in the process, but did not provide that. So that's what federal court is for. And so we are also continuing to call on the Justice Department to launch a full and thorough investigation into the shooting death of Vincent DeMario Truitt. and filed civil rights charges against this officer.
With reference to our treatment, this family has been treated in such a condescending manner by a vacuous individual named Clem Brody. How dare he talk down to this family at a time when we are grieving the loss of a grandchild. This family has gone through a lot of torture, torment, judgment. But one thing that I like to say is during this week of remembering Dr. King and his work, I refer to the battle hymn of the Republic. The call of the trumpet has been sounded that will not retreat.
My shirt says, "Why did you shoot me?" Those are the last words of my son. My son had enough gall while he was shot on the ground to ask that officer, "Why did you shoot me?" And he also told the officer, "No, I didn't."
Vince's life mattered. He didn't deserve to be maliciously shot down.
Happy birthday, Vince. I love and miss you so much. I kind of moved into your room. I hope you're not mad. Even though I keep it a little bit cleaner than you did, I would never forget you.
Who really thought behind the bench we wasn't gonna ride? Somebody lied. And I'm surprised y'all surprised. I still got that look in my eyes, I still cry. I hate that you had to go. I hate that you died alone. I hate that I couldn't save you. I love you and I always will. It's been days and things just still don't seem real. Still drifting, only now I'm shifting. Clutching my gun at first.